1, 2.
Hammond Report. Oh yeah. This is Jon Hammond, the organist and accordionist. I'm back with my daily Hammond Report for Monday, June 15th, 2020. I hope everybody's okay out there. Yesterday, I featured my friend Tootsie Bean, a great drummer. We used to play some nice gigs together at Pumpkins in Brooklyn. That was a really fun scene there. Well, that got me thinking about this other club in Brooklyn that I used to play, Fort Greene, part of Brooklyn, near the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Not too many people have written about this jazz club that was called Val Hal Jazz Pub. And I used to sub for organist Don Patterson there on the original Model A Hammond organ that belonged to Count Basie. And this club was more like a speakeasy. In order to gain entry, you literally had to knock on the door, and then they would open a little hole and look at you. And if they didn't know you, you have to talk your way in there. And our band was set up right by the office, and a lot of traffic walking right through the bandstand. It's quite a memorable place. A lot of horn players came in there. We got an alto player with us here, and I cannot remember his name. Maybe somebody out there will hear this and had been there at the Val Hal and recognize this cat. On the drums, I had Graham Hawthorne, Barry Finnerty on guitar, and myself at the organ. A little bit of cold duck time. Snappy tempo here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As I recall, this was near Junior's Delicatessen. And late at night, I would get paid and take the subway back to Manhattan, and it was a little bit scary because sometimes I'd be the only cat on the subway car, just all by myself, and I was very happy and relieved when the train would pull into Times Square subway station and get off about 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, obviously there's no footage inside the Val Hal Jazz Pub. So I'm running some video from just about that time in the calendar dates when I had my old camera that was a Sony Super Betamax industrial camera. I went all over New York City with it. So I'll take you back to that time, at least. Yeah. I believe I made this recording on a Sony Walkman, Pressman they used to call it. It was a special Walkman they made for press people, you know. It got the job done. You know, the Model A Hammond, that was the first one that came out commercially. I had one with oiling dates that went back to 1936, and they came out in 1934. So if you ever see one, you're looking at a real amazing instrument. They were built like Sherman tanks. They quite resembled a B3, but a little bit smaller and heavy. Oh, baby. I used to move it nightly when I was on a show band called Easy Living. Here you can hear the organ here. Oh, yeah. The action is nothing like a B3. You really had to put the hamburger on the grill when you play a Model A. Oh, yeah. Hold up time. Yeah. Well, it's Monday, folks. I hope everybody has a great week. Remember, you gotta wear your mask when you go out in public. Don't put the other folks at risk, even if you're feeling good. And it's good for you, too, you know? We got some heavy times coming up here. But keep your spirits up, everybody. And tune in tomorrow. I'll have another Hammond Report for you. We're going to take it home here. Hit me. Oh, yeah. One last thing. Bye-bye now. Hammond Report. Yes, this is Jon Hammond, the organ player and accordionist. And I'm checking in once again with my daily Hammond Report from still in pandemic quarantino, folks. Things are rapidly developing. This is Saturday, June 6th, 2020. I got music and stories for you. Keep you company for a few minutes here. This is a wacky one. You can hear me in the background there. In Taipei, Taiwan. I'm playing Hammond organ with a beautiful piano player that I met. And how this happened is very interesting. So I'm going to try and squeeze it in here. First of all, I would like to say very special thanks to my good friends at Superlux. Of course, Super Nico, my good friend for many, many years, and her friends and team there, Shannon and Letitia, and also Shigeyuki Otaka, my friend from Suzuki Musical Instruments. I did a little research before I went to Taipei. You know, Hammond organ is a very rare animal in Taipei, but I did manage to locate one thanks to Shigeyuki in a place called Jazz Spot Swing. Mr. Nobuki Kurohawa and Mrs. Kurohawa, they have this lounge. It's a really amazing place. Hard drinking spot. Whiskey and cigarettes and a Hammond organ and a piano. And I was actually there on a mission to check up on a tenor saxophone player who I played with quite a lot when I was living in Hamburg. No, I was living in Frankfurt. And his name is Kevin. And he goes now by the name Kevin Saxophone. Great tenor player. But I had cause for concern as he stopped responding on his Yahoo email. And so I went there and checked in with my friend Alex from P. Maury at Saxophones. I had tried to contact Kevin. I actually finally got him on the telephone. He came all the way to Taipei, Taiwan. TPE, Taipei. I said, Kevin, let me take you to Starbucks, man. Let's talk. And he said he was too busy to meet me. So I went all the way to Taiwan. He didn't even have time for a cup of coffee with Jon Hammond at the Starbucks there. So that's okay, because my friend Super Nico and her friends took me to an amazing place for dinner, and we went over to the Jazz Spot Swing Lounge, paid our entry, and came in, and I met the folks there and asked if I might play a little bit of organ for them. So Nobuki Kurohawa, he said, sure. It was an SK2 I'm quite familiar with. So I sat down. I call this somewhere over Taipei. If you're in Taipei, find the Jazz Spot Swing and tell them a big howdy from Jon Hammond. Yeah. And this great piano player, Mr. Toyoda. You sound beautiful. I love playing organ and piano, you know. Cat knows how to do it. Yeah. And he does, you know. And he has a day gig, of course. And this is a scene where a lot of Japanese nationals who live in Taipei go there and loosen up after work and get into some jazz. And that's where we were. Jazz Spot Swing. I try to do my best to swing the house there, yeah. I know you know this too. They say it's the most popular song in the American Songbook. Folks, this is Jon Hammond. It's the weekend. Everybody stay cool out there. Be safe. Wear your mask when you go out in public. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just got one last thing to tell you. Bye-bye now. Well, that's it for this part of the story, folks. Having some issues with my recording system here.